In this video lecture, we are going to learn about the height measurement of a tree. After diameter, in my previous lecture, after diameter measurement, this height measurement of a tree is very important, but it is very much time consuming. It is time consuming than the diameter measurement, 10 times more time it takes. That's why sometimes we take a small sample plot for measuring the height. And height measurement is very important in forest mensuration, because the height measurement, it gives the very important component as volume, and volume is very important component for height. And height, what it gives us? It gives us the volume table, and volume table is the main part of the forest mensuration, where we can know about the timber, how much we are getting from the forest, from the tree. Then height also gives us form factor table. Form factor table means form factor is tapering of the tree. So this tapering of the tree will let us know what is the percentage of volume of a wood there. So form factor table also is very helpful. Then height also gives us the yield table, which is the final thing for us, because at different age, what is the volume, what is the yield, how much we can get the timber from that entire tree or entire stand or entire forest. So yield table is very, very important for us, and volume plays a very height plays a very important role for the yield table. Now height also gives us the productive capacity of the site. Now, what is productive capacity? I'll just let you know. Height also gives us the index of fertility, means it can measure the site quality of the locality. Now you can see, as I told you, height, it gives us the very important thing that is called volume. Height gives us the form factor table. This is very important, because we will, this is a bit, you can see, is more volume we'll get from this type of form factor, like going to more to cylindrical, and this type of form factor, when we get bit less volume we get, and this obviously very less, lot of loss is here in this part. So form factor table help us to know that how much percentage of volume of wood we can get. Then your height is important for the site quality. You can see the better site, site 1, which has more in height. So we can calculate by top height. I'll come in my coming video lectures about the top height, what do you mean by top height, and how to measure the site quality of that area. So better site, better soil, better climatic condition is the indication of a good height. Better height, more height. So more height of the trees will tell us the site, tell us about the productive capacity of the site. So we consider it as site 1. Site 2 is bit less or poor. Poor site means height is not to the same species, having in the site next site bit less height. So we can make an index for that one. Then site 3 is very poor. So it tells us good site will have a good height, and poor site will have a less height. So height indicates about the site quality. So that is very, very important for us. Now, before we go to the height measurement, let's go for the definition for that one. As definition, I'll read it. The total height of a tree is the straight line distance. Is the straight line distance, you can see, from the tip of the leading shoot to the ground level here. This is called height of a tree. Whether it is a crooked one, you can see it is just crooked one going here and there and there, but height will be considered from the tip to the ground level, direct from here. But usually we take the height if maximum the trees and forests are on the slopey or on the mountain sides. So we will try to take the height from the, usually we take from the uphill side. From the uphill side we take the height. That gives us more better, more accurate result. Now height classification. Let's come to the height classification. Height classification is again very, very important. How to classify the different heights. So we can see here that even you see bole height has been classified into commercial bole height, standard timber bole or stump height. Let's come one by one about the height classification, different height measurement. First is bole height. When I say bole height, is the distance between the ground level and crown position of the first crown forming the living or dead branch. This is the first crown. See, there are few branches here. This is the first few branches, maybe living or maybe dead. From here we say it is a bole height. Now bole height is again further classified. Now let's see, it is been classified number one called commercial bole height. Now what do you mean by commercial bole height? Commercial, when I say about the commercial bole height, is the height of the bole usually fit for utilization. When I say utilization, this is the utilization part. This entire part you can utilize as a timber. So it is a fit for utilization. When I say, see, you can see this is the entire tree, and we see this first part 16 feet log is fit for utilization. Again, next we have cut down to convenient length, that is 16 feet, more the length, more the value of a log. Then we go again, we are feeling that up to here less taperness is here, 8 feet we are cutting down, fit for utilization. Again we go again, we still feel here fit for utilization, but here we are seeing that it is not fit for utilization, so we are not taking this part. So that's this part entire is called commercial bole height. Then next is height of a standard timber bole. Now what do you mean by height of a standard timber bole? When I say height of a standard timber bole, for example, on the base I find the diameter is 50 centimeter here. As I go bit above it, I feel that it is here 40 centimeter. Then I go above more, is 30 centimeter. Now here it is 20 centimeter above bark. So the definition of a height of a standard timber bole is, height of a standard timber bole is the from the ground level to the diameter over bark of 20 centimeter. This is called height of a standard timber bole. This is a standard definition for that one. We should remember that is up to 20 centimeter above bark. Up to that we can say height of a standard timber bole. Now is one more term comes merchantable height. Now the merchant means a timber merchant, we can say merchantable, where we can harvest more to that what we can feel. It is you can say it is a diameter of interest. So now up to here I just explained up to 20 centimeter here we say this is a standard timber bole. Here just I say it is a standard height of a standard timber bole. But here I feel that even if we go above 20 centimeter by 10 centimeter, here I feel that this can still be utilized. It can be utilized in pulpwood, we can make paper, so we can increase the height more to that standard timber bole. We can say up to here, when we take a height where we can take pulp value up to here and timber value up to here, we can say it is a merchantable timber, merchantable height. So the distance, we can say the distance between the ground and some upper stem diameter, that is considered to be the lower limit of merchantability. You can say the smallest usable diameter of interest. This is called merchantable height. As in previous lecture I have explained about the broadleaf trees and then conifers. Conifers we can come to more above of the crown canopy and find more merchantable here. But here the limit, natural limit has some limitations. Maybe some broadleaf, their architecture is very different. There may be bore fork here, decurrent type of crown may be here. So sometimes we don't get that merchantable in the top part. So here we can define on the interest. Stump height. Now this stump height means we can say on the lower level. Here for example, when we fell the tree at this part, this is the height on the top of the stump above the ground. This is from the ground. From the ground it is the height of the stem which is left attached to the ground after felling. When we fell down from here, this height, at this height is called stump height. So this is the classification, different classification of height. But one term I want to use called as stumpage value, which sometimes may be confused with stump height. What is stump height and what is stumpage value? Stumpage value is the value of a standing tree before felling. Now this is a standing tree. Sometime before felling you give some value. You give some value to this tree. To the not one tree, 10 tree, 20 tree, a stand you give some value without felling that one. That is called stumpage value. So we should know this term also. We should not be confused. Should not be confused with the term called stumpage value. So it is a value for standing tree before felling. Now again, two terms are there. We should know on that when we classify the height. One term is called crown length. This is crown length. This crown length is the vertical measurement. This is the vertical measurement from the tip, here from the tip to the halfway. When I say halfway, that is the which halfway? It is the lowest green branches on the lowest. This is the lowest green branches here on the halfway. I say halfway. This halfway where green crown all around. When the green crown is all around on the lower part, up to that, up to this, we call crown length. From this part, lowest green branch up to this tip, we call it crown length. And what is crown height? Crown height is again from this part, from the lowest green branch where you have a crown forming all around. From this part, we go to the ground level, is called crown height. Now, why I say lowest green branch? Because the lowest green branch, the branches are inserted on the bole. Means here we are forming the knot. You have a prominent knot here. But this branch, when we see here, it is just a branch coming without any prominent knot inside it. So we don't consider this as a lowest branch. We consider here as the lowest branch where it gives the full round crown on the around that tree. So this is called crown height and a crown length. Now, important is the method of tree height measurement. So when we measure a tree, if a tree is small, it is very easy to measure. We can take a pole or a rod and then measure it. So that is not a very difficult task. But generally, where trees are long, more in height, they are not very small. Maximum trees, you will find some trees are 40 meters, some may go to 50 meters. So how to measure the tree height? So that is very important. So in this coming video lectures, I'll be taking the video lectures on ocular estimation, then non-instrumental method to measure the height, then instrumental method to measure. This instrumental method will be very accurate, relative accurate, you can say, relative accurate. But these two methods, generally we don't use in large scale, but sometimes we should know how to measure the height. Let's come to the first method, that is called ocular estimation. When I say ocular estimation, is from our eyes. From our eyes and from our experience and from our judging, how we will measure our height of a tree when we don't have any instrument. So I'll be telling you about how to do it. We can fix one pole on any height, a small pole. You can fix it on the base of the tree, and then on the judgment wise we can measure the height of a tree. But this requires a lot of experience, and we can have an approximate height, not very accurate. So for example, this is a tree, and if some person is there with you, you can let him stand on the base, and so, for example, his height is 1.5 meter. So we take one pencil and then we cover this pencil length with our thumb with that person standing on the base, and then we count it like one. We are covering this person here, 1, then 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, 5 here, 6 here, 7 here. 7 times we are covering with that pencil, and then we multiply 7 to 1.5 meter. So somewhere we get 10 to 11 meter height approximate. Now I think better we go to demonstration. I'll demonstrate in the field. You can understand more better. This method is not very accurate. Errors may come, but let's see in the field. Another method is measuring the tree with the ocular method. We call also by our experience ocular method. We'll take again any height of a pole of maybe 3 meter, maybe 2 meter. So I have a pole of 2 meter here. So I'll put on the base of the tree. While putting on the base of the tree, I'll take one pencil and then I'll let you know how to measure. This method is not very accurate, but at least when we don't have any instrument, we can measure this height. So let's see how to do it by this pole and one pencil. So this is a pole here. and I'm going to place it on the base of the tree. So from the far I could recognize this one, this top head, that this is 2 meter height. Well, as Dr. Singh is measuring this 2 meter height, so this is exactly not very accurate. Yeah, 2 meter exactly. 2 meter has come. So that is the base there, pole. So this is the length of 2 meter. We'll calibrate it with this pencil from the distance. So I'll go to calibrate. This is my thumb here, you can see, and this is the pencil. So I'll put the thumb at the base and pencil on the top and make it 2 meter. Somewhere here. So I'll count from the base to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Somewhere 13. So you have to remember from the base when you go top, wherever you go, you have to remember this. Where you leave it 1, again from here 2. So you have to remember this at the base where you are leaving this one. So this is around 13. So if it is 2 meter, so it comes to 26 meter, this one. Entire length. This is just an approximate. So let's compare with the shadow method, and then we'll compare with this one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Ocular method, when I say, as I told you, it is not very reliable. So serious errors may result. If you don't have experience, the actual height may be 15 meter, you may be saying 10 meter, or you may be saying 20 meter. So that's why estimator has no previous experience, so this method is not very accurate. But at the constant practice, however, a forester make himself estimating still better. If you don't have instrument, he has a lot of years of experience, and with a constant practice, he may give a result to some approximation. So in this lecture, we have known about how to measure by ocular estimation of a tree height. So in my upcoming lectures, I'll be coming with the non-instrumental method, how to measure the tree height, in my upcoming video lectures. Keep watching. Thank you.